evening, everyone. Online. Is my voice is audible to you all? Can you confirm me in chat box once? As well as screen. Clear for all of you? Hello. So now, actually in last class, what we have discussed, so we have discussed about like DevOps introduction, right? So now, in this class, we are going to start about the servers. So basically, remember guys, at the end, as a DevOps engineer, we need to be work on the servers. Where we need to be work? We need to be work on the servers, architectures of servers, we need to be work. So now let us discuss. Okay, na? So let me ask you one question like, so daily we are using the application, right? So daily we are using the PhonePe application. Daily we are using the Paytm application, Google Pay. So we are using number of applications daily. So here my question was, what is meant by application? Anybody has any idea? What is an application? What is meant by application? So whether it is right or wrong, you can answer. What is application? That's great. So now let me tell you. So see here, daily I am using the Paytm. Okay. So Paytm is going to the application, right? Nothing but the app. So in the Paytm application, we are having the number of services. Recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. So these all are the services. So see here, group of services together called application. Group of services together called application. Now, again, at the end, where our application will present, at the end, where our application will present. So let me give you some choices here. At the end, where our application will present. So it is going to be present on our phone, or it is going to be present on our Play Store or App Store, or it is going to be present on the server. Where it is going to be present at the end, where our application will present. So it is going to be present on the server. Now, again my question was, what is meant by server? What is meant by server? So whether it is right or wrong, you can answer. So I have said like, so these sessions are going to be the interactive, right? So from the day 1 to till the end of our course, these sessions are going to be the interactive session. Now, my question was, what is meant by server? So you have said, so it is going to be present on a server. Computer. Okay. Laptop. Perfect. So now let me tell you what is meant by server. So see here, server is nothing but which provides the services to the end user. Server is nothing but which provide the services to the end user. So let's say, so see here, once I have opened the Chrome server, so ultimately I am going to search for the Paytm.com. So what it is saying, like I mean to say, Chrome server is providing the Paytm services to me. Chrome server is providing Paytm services to me. So once I have opened the Chrome again, and I am going to search for aha.com. So ultimately, Chrome server is providing the aha services to me. Chrome server is providing the AHA services to me. So once I have searched for the netflix.com, so ultimately Chrome server is providing the Netflix services to me. So ultimately what is meant by server here? Server is nothing but which provides the services to the end user. Which provides the services to the end user. So clear for all of you? What is meant by server? So that's great. Perfect. Great. Now, so see here. So the next one is about the types of servers. What we are having? Types of servers we are having. So basically, we are having three types of servers. I mean to say majorly. We are having the number of types. So majorly we are having three types of servers. So the first server is going to be the web server. What was the first server here? It's going to be the web server. So the second server is going to be the app server. What was the second server here? We are having the app server. So the third server is going to be the database server. So the third server is going to be database server. So totally how many types of servers we are having majorly? We are having three types of servers. So what are they? It's going to be the web server, app server, as well as database server we are having. Now, let us discuss one by one. What is meant by web server, what is meant by app server, as well as what is meant by database server. Let us discuss one by one. So the first one is about what? It is going to be the web server. What was the first one here? It's going to be the web server. Now, what is meant by web server? So see here, web server is nothing but which provides the UI part of your application. Which provides the UI part of your application. UI part of our application. Next. So the second one is about who will work on the web server. So again, I mean to say here, what is meant by UI? UI is nothing but user interface. UI is nothing but user interface. So see here, let's say the moment I have searched for the aha.com. So ultimately I am getting one UI, right? So this is nothing but your web server. So once you have searched for the paytm.com. So ultimately you are getting one UI. So this is nothing but your web server. So netflix.com. So ultimately this is the web server. Clear now? Next. Who will work on the web server? Ultimately, we are having the development team and also we are having the UI UX team. UI UX team we are having. So these two teams are going to be work on the web server. Next. So which type of technologies they are going to use? So they are going to use like CSS, HTML, Java, React, Angular. So these type of technologies, development team will work on the web server. Next, where it is going to be present? So it is going to be present on presentation layer. So basically, guys, we are having the OSA layers. So in that, we are having one layer called presentation layer. So our server will present, nothing but web server will present on the presentation layer. So guys, this is completely about the web server. So clear for all of you about the web server? Right. So after web server, what we are having? We are having the app server, nothing but the application server. Application server. Now, what is meant by application server? So see here, application server is nothing but where our logic was present. where our logic was present. So again, what is meant by logic? So see here. Let's say once I have searched for the paytm.com, so ultimately what I am getting here, I am getting the web server, right or not? So the moment I have searched for the bus tickets, so ultimately my server was redirecting, right or not? Okay, ultimately my server was redirecting. So from the web server to app server, it was redirecting. From the web server to app server, it was redirecting. So ultimately our logic. Next, who will work on the app server? So ultimately again we are having the development team we are having. So this team will work on the app server. Next, what type of technologies they are going to use? So they are going to use like Java, .NET, Python. So we are having C, C++. So we are having the number of technologies. So development team will work on the app server according to our requirement. Next. So after app server, I mean to say after this, what we are having, where it is going to be present. So it is going to be present on the application layer. Application layer. So our app server will present on the application layer. So this is the presentation layer. This is going to be your application layer. So after this, what we are having? After app server, what we are having? So we are having the database server. What we are having here? Database server. Now, what is meant by database server? DB server. So, database server is nothing but the place where our information are going to be stored. The place where our info are going to be stored. Let's say once I am going to search for the bus tickets. Let me try to book one bus ticket here. So, if I want to book the bus ticket, I need to provide my name, my number, from where to where I am traveling, from when I am traveling, in which bus I am traveling, in at what time I am traveling. I need to provide all my details, right or not? So basically these all details are going to be saved on where? It is going to be saved on the database server. Where it is going to be saved? It is going to be saved on the database server. So wherever info will get saved. Next. Who will work on the database server again? So we are having the database team, nothing but the DB team we are having. Next. So which type of technologies they are going to use? So they are going to use like SQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL, next MS SQL. So MongoDB, HANADB. So we are having the number of DBs. So according to our requirement, database team will work on the database server. Now, where it is going to be present? So it is going to be present on the back end. Where it is going to be present? It is going to be present on the back end. So this is completely about the three servers, guys. So clear for all of you? So that's great. So now let me ask you one question. So just try to answer that one. So first, what we have discussed about the application, right? Now, what is meant by application? What is meant by application? Collection of services. Great. So group of services together called application. Perfect. Okay. So at the end, where our application will present? It's going to be present on the server. Perfect. Now, what is meant by server? Services to user. Yeah. It is going to provide the services to the end user. Now, totally, how many types of servers we are having? Three. Great. So what are they? What are they? So just try to respond others as well. So we are having a number of people in the online. So I'm getting only few respond. So just try to answer that one. So how many types of servers we are having? 3. Great. So what are they? Web, app, database. So perfect. So now what is meant by web server? Web server is nothing but which provides the UI part of your application. UI part of your application. So who will work on the web server? Ultimately, we are having the development team and also we are having the UI UX team. Perfect. Next, this type of technologies they are going to use. So they are going to use like CSS, HTML, Java, React, Angular. Next, where it is going to be present? It is going to be present on the presentation layer. That's perfect. Okay. Next. So after web server, what we are having here? We are having the app server, nothing but the application server. Now, what is meant by application server here? Application server is nothing but wherever logic was present. So the moment you have searched for the Paytm, I'm going to book the bus tickets here. So click on the bus. So ultimately your server was redirecting from web server to app server. It was redirecting from web server to app server. It was redirecting. Next. So after this, what we are having? Who will work on the application server? So ultimately, who is having here? We are having the development team. Next, which type of technologies they are going to use? So they are going to use like Java, .NET, Python, C, C++. So this type of technologies, development team will work on the application server. Next, where it is going to be present? So it is going to be present on the application layer. Okay. This layer also going to be called as logic layer. What was that? Logic. Logic layer. Next. So after this, what we are having is we are having the database server. Now, what is meant by database server here? The place where our info will get saved. The place where our info will get saved. Now, who will work on the database server? We are having the database team, nothing but the DB team. So which type of technologies they are going to use? So they are going to use like SQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL, so Microsoft SQL, MS SQL. So we are having the different ones. So MongoDB, HANADB. So we are having the different. Now, where it is going to be present? It is going to be present on the back end. Where it is going to be present? In the back end, it is going to be present. So up to this, we have discussed. Next. So after this, what we are having? We are having the installation of servers. What we are having here? Installation of server. So how to install the web server, how to install the app server, how to install the database server. So let us discuss. Before going to discuss, let me ask you one question. Like, let's say this is the plain water. This is the plain water. Now, my question was like, what is the color of water? This is the plain water, empty water. Now, what is the color of water? They are clear. First of all, question: what is the color of water? White. So basically, no color, right? It's going to be the transparent. So see here, when you have deployed the red color over the plain water, what will happen? It turns into the red, right? Turns into the red. So when you have deployed the blue color over the plain water, what will happen? It turns into the red. So when you have deployed the yellow color over the plain water, what will happen? It turns into the yellow. When you have deployed the black color over the plain water, what will happen? Turns into the black. In a similar way, if you have deployed the green color, it turns into the green. So in the similar way, in the same way, this is my plain server. This is my empty server. This is my empty server. So once I have installed the web server configurations. So see here, this was the plain server. So once I have installed the web server configuration, web server configurations over the plain server. So it is going to be your web server. When you have installed the web configurations, so ultimately this server is going to be the web server. Web server. Next. So again, I am having a plain server. So once I have installed the app server configurations, over the plain server, so then this server is going to act as your app server. Server is going to act as your app server. Next. So say here, again, this is my plain server. So once I have installed the database server configurations over the plain server, then this server is going to act as your database server. So clear for all of you how the servers are installing there? So in future sessions, so you guys are going to be get to know that how to install the web server, app server, as well as database server as well. So this is completely about the installation. So how to install, how to configure. So in upcoming sessions, so I'm going to guide that one. No worries. Next. So after this, we are having the architectures of servers. So majorly, we are having 4 types of architectures. How many types of architectures we are having? We are having the 4 types of architectures. 4 types. But majorly, we are having 3 types. 3 types of architectures we are having. So now, what are they? Let us see. So the first one is about the one-tier architecture. What was the first one here? Is going to be one-tier architecture. So the second one is about two-tier architecture. So the third one is about three-tier architecture. So totally, I am having the 4 types of architectures. Majorly, we are having 3 types. So the first one is about the one-tier architecture. So the second one is about the two-tier architecture. Third one is about three-tier architecture. Okay, na? Now let us discuss one by one. What is meant by one-tier architecture? What is meant by two-tier architecture? What is meant by three-tier architecture? So now, see here. Here, tier is nothing but the layer. Tier is nothing but the layer is nothing but the server. Tier is nothing but the layer. Layer is nothing but the server. So simply we are going to call this as, I'm going to say, simply we are going to call this as one server architecture, two server architecture, three server architecture. Right or not? So why? Because tier is nothing but the layer, layer is nothing but the server. Tier, layer, nothing but the server. So ultimately I can call it as one server architecture, two server architecture, 3 server architecture I can able to call. Now let us discuss one by one. What is meant by one tier architecture? What is meant by two tier architecture? What is meant by three tier architecture? Let us discuss one by one. So the first one is about what? It's going to be the one server architecture. One server architecture. Now, so in the one tier architecture, in the one server architecture, totally how many servers I am having? I am having only one server. The name itself contains one server. So totally how many servers I am having here? I am having only one server. Okay. So this is my one server. Now here my question was, how many types of servers I am having? How many types of servers I am having? I am having three types. So what are they again? It's going to be your web server. Web server. It's going to be your app server. Also, it's going to be the. Also, it is going to be your
DB server.
database server. Perfect. DB server. So within the single server, I'm going to install my web server here. I'm going to install my app server, and also I'm going to install my database server. Within the single server, we are going to maintain web server, app server, as well as database server. So then this type of architecture are nothing but what? It's going to be your one server architecture. Then this type of architecture is about one server architecture. So example for one tier architecture. Example for one tier architecture. It's going to be your laptop. What was that? It's going to be the laptop. Remember guys, our laptop is also a one server. We can able to host the applications there. So let me tell you why laptop is going to be the example for one tier architecture. Let me tell you. So see here, let's say this is my laptop, right? So in my laptop, I am having the different applications. So we are having the Zoom. Okay, so Firefox I am having. So the main example is going to be the VLC media. So in my laptop, I am having the VLC media. Basically, it's an app, as we can see here, app. Hit enter. So the moment I have opened the VLC media, so ultimately I am getting one UI part, right or not? Ultimately, I am getting one UI part. So this is nothing but your web server. This is nothing but your web server. Now just try to click on the media, open the file. So ultimately it was redirecting from web server to app server, it was redirecting. So this is nothing but your app server. Now, so I'm having one video here, right or not? I'm having one video. So basically this video was present on where? It was present on the memory, nothing but your database. Nothing but your database. So ultimately, at the single point, I'm having my web server, I'm having my app server, and also I'm having my database server. So this is completely about the one tier architecture. This is completely about the one tier architecture. Example for laptop. So clear for all of you about the one tier architecture? That's great. Perfect. So after one tier architecture, what we are having guys? We are having the two-tier architecture. Two-tier architecture. So again here, tier is nothing but the layer. Layer is nothing but the server. So ultimately, we can able to call this as two server architecture. Two server architecture, we can able to call that one. Right. Now, so say here, again in the two-tier architecture, so totally how many servers I am going to have? I'm going to have two servers. So why? Because the name itself contains two server, right or not? So I'm having two servers here. So this is my server 1. This is my server 2. So in the first server, I'm going to install the web server configurations. I'm going to install the web server configurations. So in the second server, I'm going to install the app server, app and database server configurations. App and database server configurations. Now, I'm going to establish the connections between them. I'm going to establish the connections between them. So, then this type of architecture, are nothing but your two-tier architecture. Now, example for two-tier architecture. Example for two-tier architecture. It's going to be your phone as well as YouTube. For YouTube. Now, let me tell you why phone as well as YouTube is going to be your two-tier architecture. Let's say this is your phone. Okay. Let's say this is your phone. So, in your phone, you guys are having like YouTube, right or not? In your phone, you guys are having like YouTube. Now, see here. Actually, YouTube was present on where? It was present on your phone. But the moment you have opened the YouTube, automatically it is going to display some videos. So actually, your videos was present on where? It was present on somewhere else. Nothing but it was present on your server too. So here server 1 is going to be your phone. Server 1 is going to be your phone. The content that are present in the YouTube, it was present on somewhere else. So nothing but in server 2. So clear for all of you about the two-tier architecture? No. So after two-tier architecture, that's great. After two-tier architecture, what we are having? We are having the three-tier architecture. What we are having here? We are having the three-tier architecture. So in the three-tier architecture, the three-tier architecture. So again, tier is nothing but the layer. Layer is nothing but what? It's going to be the. So ultimately, I can call this as again three server architecture. Three server architecture. So in the three server architecture, totally how many servers I am having now? I am having three servers. So the name itself contains three servers, right? So this is my server 1, this is my server 2, and this is my server 3. So we are going to establish the connections between them. We are going to establish the connections between them. So in the first server, I am going to install the web server here. In the second server, I am going to install the app server. In the third server, we are going to install the database server. So then this type of architecture is nothing but the three-tier architecture. Three-tier architecture. So example for three-tier architecture is about like again your phone as well as YouTube both. Phone as well as YouTube. So here maintaining the app server as well as database server was separately. So previously I used to maintain like this is your web server with this is your app server as well as database server, right or not? It's going to be app and the database server. So within the single server, we have installed the app server as well as database server. So here maintaining the app server, database server was separate. So clear for all of you about the three-tier architecture. So that's perfect. Great. So now let me recap like what we have discussed till. So see here, first we have started with the application, right? Now here my question was, what is meant by application? Application is nothing but group of services. Now at the end, wherever application will present, it is going to be present on the server. Now what is meant by server? Server is nothing but which provides the services to the end user. Now after this, we have discussed about the types of servers. So majorly we are having three types of servers. So the first server is going to be the web server. Second server is going to be the app server. Third server is going to be the database server. Now, what is meant by web server? Web server is nothing but which provides the UI part of your application. Who will work on the web server? Ultimately, we are having the development team as well as UI UX team. Next, which type of technologies they are going to use? So they are going to use like CSS, HTML, Java, React, Angular. Now, where it is going to be present? It is going to be present on the presentation layer. So after web server, what we are having here? We are having the app server. Now what is meant by app server? App server is nothing but where our logic was present. So who will work on the app server again? We are having the development team. Which type of technologies they are going to use? So they are going to use like CSS, HTML, Java, .NET, Python, C, C++. So where it is going to be present? It is going to be present on the logic layer, nothing but the application layer. So after app server, what we have discussed? We have discussed about the database server. Now what is meant by database server again? So the place where our information are going to be saved. So who will work on the database server? Ultimately, we are having the database team. So which type of technologies they are going to use? So they are going to use like SQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, HANADB. So we are having the different. So where it is going to be present? It is going to be present on the backend. So after this, we have discussed about the architectures of servers. So majorly we are having four types of architecture. I mean to say totally we are having four types of architecture, but majorly we are having three types. So what are they? One tier, two tier, as well as three tier. So what about the fourth one, guys? What about the fourth one? Four tier architecture. Huh? No. So it's going to be the multi-layer. Nothing but the n-tier. Perfect. Good. So it's going to be the multi-layer or n-tier architecture. Now let us discuss one by one. So I have discussed about the one tier, two tier, as well as three tier. So forgot about the n-tier architecture. So in Kubernetes, I am going to display the n-tier architecture there. So as of now, just have to go with the three tier architectures like one tier, two tier, as well as three tier. So in the one tier architecture, totally how many servers I am having here? I am having only one server. Within the one server, we are going to install the web server, app server, as well as database server. So example for one tier architecture is about what? It's going to be the laptop. Perfect. So after one tier architecture, what we have discussed? We have discussed about the two tier architecture. So in the two tier architecture, totally how many servers I am having? I am having two servers. So first server, I am to say, I am going to install the web server configurations on the first server. So in the second server, I am going to install the app server as well as database server configurations. So we are going to establish the connections between them. So then this type of architecture are nothing but two-tier architecture. So here my question was, example for two-tier architecture. What was that? Example for two-tier architecture. So it's going to be perfect. Phone as well as YouTube. Perfect. Next. So after two-tier architecture, what we are having? We are having the three-tier architecture. So in the three-tier architecture, totally how many servers I am having? I am having three servers. So web server, app server, as well as database server separate. So example for three-tier architecture is going to be again your phone as well as YouTube. So after this, we have discussed. Next. So after this, basically I am talking from the first server. Now here my question was, who will provide me the server? Who will provide me the server? Who will provide me the server? So ultimately, in market, I am having the cloud providers. Who will provide me the server? Cloud providers will provide me the server. Cloud providers. So in market, majorly we are having three cloud providers, guys. Three cloud providers. So who are they? Anybody has any idea? In market, majorly we are having three cloud providers. Who are they?
AWS, GCP, Azure.
Perfect. Who are they? AWS, Azure, as well as this. AWS, Azure, and also we are having the GCP. So what is meant by AWS? So what is AWS?
Amazon Web Services.
Amazon Web Services. So who is the owner of AWS? Who is the owner of AWS? Amazon only. Amazon Web Services. So Amazon is going to be the owner. So Azure. Who was the owner for the Azure?
Microsoft.
Microsoft. So what is meant by GCP?
Google Cloud Platform.
Yes, Google Cloud Platform. So who was the owner of GCP? Google. Perfect. So these are the cloud providers that are available in the market. Now, so let's say this is my phone, guys. This is my phone. So from my phone, I want to book a packet of biryani. I want to book a packet of biryani. So I'm going to use the Swiggy application here. What we are going to use? I'm going to use the Swiggy application. Let's say if you want to book the packet of biryani from the Swiggy application, first what we need to have? We need to have the account on the Swiggy. Right or not? First, what we need to be have? We need to have the account on the Swiggy. In the similar way, let's say if you want to create a server on the AWS, first you should have the account on the AWS. Okay. So if you want to create the server on the Azure, so you should have the account on the Azure first. You should have the Azure account. So if you want to create the server in the GCP, first you should have the account on the GCP. First, you should have the account on the GCP. So without accounts, we can't learn the DevOps means. So ultimately, we can able to learn the DevOps. So actually, whatever the DevOps, whatever the cloud concepts I'm having, we should be, I mean to say, we are going to be learn on the servers itself. So as of now, I'm going to start with our DevOps tools. Nothing but I mean to say, first from the scratch, Linux only we are going to tell. So I'm going to cover Linux, Git, Maven, all are in the open source platform like Killer Coda. So where we can able to learn Git, Maven, okay, Linux, and also we can learn the Docker as well. But all these tools are need to be learned on the accounts itself. So as of now, I'm not going to create any account. So first we are going to learn our tools on the some open source platform like Killer Code. So before going to learn that one, so we need to have some basic idea regarding the server. So basically, I have said one point like our server is also going to be a laptop, right or not? Our server is also going to be a laptop. Let's say, let's say this is my laptop. This is my laptop. So if my laptop needs to run, this is my laptop. So if my laptop needs to run or if my laptop needs to work, here what should I have? I should have one OS, right or not? Without OS, our server, I mean to say our laptop will work or not? Without OS, our laptop will work or not? So ultimately, it will not work. Ultimately, it will not work, right or not? So here my question was, what is meant by OS? What is meant by OS? Whether it is right or wrong, you can answer, right? What is OS? Operating system, huh? Actually, it's going to be the full form. Let me tell you what exactly the meaning of OS here. So let's say we are the humans, right? We are the humans. So we know the number of languages. We know number of languages. So we know Telugu, we know Hindi, Kannada, Malayalam, Tamil, so English we know. So these all are nothing but the high level languages. High level languages. Telugu, Hindi, Kannada, English, Malayalam, Tamil, Marathi. So these all are the high level languages. Human can able to understand that. But the mission, but the server will only understand the binary level language. Nothing but the zeros and ones. Zeros and ones. So other than this, mission can't understand anything. So if the human wants to communicate with the server or if the human wants to communicate with the laptop, here what should I have? I should have one translator. I should have one translator. So here translator are nothing but the OS. So let's say if Putin wants to communicate with the Modi, what should we have there? We have one translator, right? So in a similar way, if the human wants to communicate with my, I mean to say with the laptop or with the server, what should we have here? We should have one translator. So here translator are nothing but the OS. Translator are nothing but the OS. So ultimately, OS is going to be provide the bridge interface between human as well as machine. It is going to provide the bridge interface between human as well as machine. So clear for all of you about the OS? So basically, these all are going to be the introduction for your Linux. So let me share the PPT of Linux here. So see. So Linux. Linux is a free and open source operating system with high security. Linux is a free and open source operating system with high security. With high security. Now, what is meant by free and open source? Free and open source is nothing but free means anyone can access without any pay. Meant to say, without any pay, we can able to access our Linux. Open source means anyone can access. Open source means anyone can access. Operating system with high security. For the Linux, we are having very high security. So Linux is multi-user based OS. Linux is multi-user based OS. So again, what is multi-user based OS? Let's say this is your Linux server. So multiple users can able to log in at a time. Multiple users can able to connect with the server at a time. So this is nothing but the multi-user based OS. Next, operating system. So see here, an operating system is a software. An operating system is a software that acts as an interface between your computer hardware components and user. An operating system is a software that acts as an interface between computer hardware components and the user. So that's what we have discussed it, right? Next. So after this, what we are having? Types of OSs. So basically we are having the Windows, MacBook as well as Ubuntu. So let's say if you are using the Windows laptop, you will be having the Windows OS. If you are using the MacBook, you will be having the Mac OS. So if you are using the Ubuntu servers, you guys are having the Ubuntu OSs. So are the types of OSs. Next. So after this, what we are having? We are having the Linux OS distributions. What we are having? Linux OS distributions. So we are having the different distributions here. So Red Hat, Ubuntu, Debian, CentOS, Fedora, OpenSUSE, Kali Linux, Amazon Linux, as well as Rocky Linux. So we are having the different OS distributions. Okay. So we are not going to deal with entire distributions. So currently, whatever the market are using, so we are going to discuss that one only. Okay. So in market, majorly they are going to use like CentOS, Red Hat, Ubuntu, Debian. So the first four they are going to be used, and also it's going to be the Amazon Linux as well. So in our course, we are going to be discuss like from the Red Hat, Ubuntu, Debian, CentOS, and also we are going to discuss the Amazon Linux as well. So we are going to be work on multiple OS distributions. So don't worry about that one. So it's going to be the similar command. So let's say if you want to install the Git in the Amazon Linux. So the command will be minstall git hyphen. So if you want to install the Git in the Ubuntu, apt install git hyphen y. So if you want to install the Git on the CentOS, again it's going to the f. So here, based on the Linux distribution, so the commands are going to be the changed, but we are having only small differences. Don't worry about that one. So we are going to deliver like, so so if you want to learn the AWS, Azure as well as GCP, so it's going to be like 3 months, right? So first 2 months I am going to deliver in the Ubuntu. Later we are going to deliver in the Amazon Linux. So here we are going to cover all the Linux OS distributions. No worries on that. Next. So after this, what we are having? We are having the architecture of servers. What we are having here? We are having the architecture of servers. So this slide was very important. So now let us discuss that one. So in the Linux OS architecture, totally I am having 4 layers. How many layers I am having? I am having 4 layers. So the first layer is going to be your hardware. What was the first layer here? The first layer is going to be the hardware. Now, what is meant by hardware? So hardware is nothing but like, let's say this is your laptop. This is your laptop. So if any external devices that are connected to your laptop, any external devices like printer, mouse, HDMI cable, DVD, pen drives. These all are the external devices, right? So if any external devices that are connected to your laptop, those information are going to be stored on where? It's going to be stored on the hardware. Now, so after hardware, what we are having here? We are having the kernel. What we are having? We are having the kernel. Now, what is meant by kernel? So let's say this is my laptop. This is my laptop. So in my laptop, I'm having the hardware components. I'm having the hardware components. Again, in my laptop, I'm having the software components. In my laptop, I'm having the hardware components. So in my laptop, I'm having the software components. So here hardware components are nothing but which we can able to see, which can able to sense are nothing but the hardware components. Like we can able to see the CPU, can able to see the RAM, can able to see the keyboard, we can able to see the mouse, so monitor, so we can able to see, right? So this is completely about the hardware components. So hardware components are in the sense which we can able to see, which we can able to touch, are nothing but the hardware components. Now software components are in the sense which we can't see, which we can't see, are nothing but the I mean to say software components. So if the hardware components are communicating with the software components, then only our laptop will work. Otherwise, it will not. The hardware components are communicating with the software components, then only our laptop is going to be work. So otherwise, it will not. Okay. So who is providing the communication here? Ultimately, kernel is the reason. Who will provide the communication? Kernel. So most probably, I mean to say, most of the peoples are going to be confused on here only. So they are going to be confused like the OS as well as kernel. OS is going to provide the communication between human as well as machine. Kernel will provide the communication between hardware components as well as software components. Okay. Now, so after kernel, what we are having here? We are having the shell. After kernel, what we are having? We are having the shell. Now, what is meant by shell? Shell is nothing but the place where our commands are executing. The place where our commands are executing are nothing but the shell. Let's say this is my laptop. In my laptop, I am having the CMD, nothing but the command prompt. Right or not? So this is my command prompt. Now cd dot AWS. So basically it was the command. CD is nothing but the change directory. I'm going to hit enter. My command was executed. Okay. So the place where our commands are executing, the place where our commands are executing are nothing but the shell. The place where our commands are executing are nothing but the shell. So after shell, what we are having? We are having the application. What we are having here? We are having the application. So application is nothing but the place where our application are present. The place where our applications are present are nothing but the application. Let's say this is my laptop, guys. So in my laptop, I am having the applications like Firefox, Zoom, GoToMeeting we are having, so Visual Studio. So we are having the number of, right or not? So the place where our applications are present are nothing but the application. So totally we have done with the Linux architecture. So see here, we have done with the hardware, kernel, shell as well as application. Now what is meant by hardware? Hardware is nothing but the place where our, I mean to say, if any external devices that are connected to your laptop, those information are going to be stored on where? It's going to be stored on the hardware. So after hardware, what we are having? We are having the kernel. Now what is meant by kernel? Kernel is nothing but which provides the communication between hardware components as well as software components in the laptop. So after this, what we are having? We are having the shell. Now, what is meant by shell? The place where our commands are executing are nothing but the shell. So after shell, what we are having? We are having the application. Now, what is meant by application? The place where our applications are present are nothing but the application. So clear for all of you? So guys, so that's it from my end for today. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Any doubts from the session? Or any alternative doubts as well as concerns. So anything you can ask.